her reporting reignited interest in the Epstein case prior to his federal indictment. She's the author of Perversion of Justice, The Jeffrey Epstein Story, and she joins me now. Julie, what is your reaction to seeing the number two, I think, the Department of Justice say that they're going to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell and find out what she knows?
Well, you have to wonder why they would immediately send someone of such high stature to investigate what she knows. Normally, as I understand from talking to prosecutors, federal prosecutors today, they wouldn't send the number two person to talk to her. They would send other people, to find out what she knows and then report back. The fact that not only that they sent the number two person in the Justice Department, but they also announced it. And so I'm curious, why would they have to announce it? It sort of reminds me of what Bondi did with the Epstein files to begin with, all over the news, Fox News saying, we're going to release them, we're going to do this. And it backfired. And you have to wonder why they would announce it, not just to do it. I mean, they probably should have done it even before now.
I mean, it seems to me, it's clear that Ghislaine Maxwell doesn't want to spend the rest of her life in prison. She doesn't want to serve the rest of her sentence. She has an appeal that she's trying to get taken up by the Supreme Court that essentially says that the deal made by Alex Acosta that you reported on makes it, should throw out her conviction. It does seem to me like maybe they're angling for a pardon and they're trying to essentially arrange some kind of deal between the two, basically between Maxwell and Trump.
Yeah, maybe it's the sweetheart deal 2.0. I mean, that's what the victims are concerned about. They think that this is all an effort for her to secure some kind of a sweetheart deal herself. I mean, this would be a travesty. In some ways, the victims feel that she was worse than Epstein because she was the one that brought them into this whole circle, this orbit of sex trafficking. She was the one that went to the spas around Palm Beach, started recruiting high school girls, even middle school girls, to give him Epstein quote unquote massages that we know weren't massages. So she was really the person that they view as the mastermind of his entire sex trafficking operation. So to make a deal with someone like that it is really something that's going to, I think, upset a lot of people, especially the victims.
We don't have any indication yet that that is what is being contemplated other than this conversation happening at very, very high levels. Here's David Marcus, the attorney for Ghislaine Maxwell. I can confirm that we are in discussions with the government, that Ghislaine will always testify truthfully. We're grateful for President Trump for his commitment to uncovering the truth in this case. Of course, we should note that the Department of Justice itself, when prosecuting Maxwell back in 2020 in Donald Trump's Department of Justice, said the defendant's willingness to brazenly lie under oath about her conduct strongly suggests her true motive has been or remains to avoid being held accountable for her crimes. This is a person that Justice Department prosecuted as a liar, who they're now throwing the doors open to for a high-level meeting to, quote, find out what she knows.
Yes. I was going to point that out. I mean, at one point that they charged her, I believe, with perjury. During her depositions in some of the cases, which she would, had to take an oath that she would tell the truth, she lied. And so one of the charges ended up being perjury against her. The other point I want to make is if part of her appeal is that she wants to be considered part of that original sweetheart deal where she was designated, or she says she was designated as a quote co-conspirator, that's essentially saying she was involved. So I don't know if you can have it both ways here,
Julie, I guess the last question for you is, we got this Wall Street Journal story, and, I found that document, which Trump says was, fabricated, not real, fake, he's suing over it, unnerving. We knew that the two men had a relationship, even a close relationship. There's a question of where did that come from? Was that, was it leaked by the Department of Justice? Did someone get their hands on it? I guess we don't know. I want to be clear, but one possible theory is that Maxwell, desperate for some sort of a pardon, is basically sending messages saying, I know stuff about you that can be very embarrassing, and that message was received. And I don't know if that's the case. Where I'm trying to make sense of the facts as we do know them, but I wonder how plausible that seems to you.
I mean, anything is possible with this story. It's hard to know exactly who's leaking who. There are other parties besides Maxwell whose names are contained in those Epstein files. So I'm sure that they're all working overtime to try to figure out a way that their names don't get out. So it wouldn't necessarily be just Maxwell. There would be other people that were involved in his sex trafficking operation who could be doing the same thing.
Julie K. Brown, who has been the #1 reporter on this for a very long time. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.